Okay, guys, we are back with more Please Be Happy. And I'm recording this like an hour and a half after the last episode. I know I was gonna take a break, like wait for the next week, but like I'm not doing that. We only have like an hour left of like stuff. And then I am doing extra stuff at the end, just like going through and like clicking on like all like little location icons throughout the day, because I figured out that there was a way to like auto skip if you've already read it. I found out how to actually do that. It was in the options. I should have looked at that sooner, but I didn't. Whatever, it's fine. But the special thing, I've already talked about it before. But I'm like, I've never been a coffee drinker. I never went to Starbucks. I've been there like one time and like 7 years ago. And then I was like, no, I'm good. So today I did some chores after the last episode and then I went to Starbucks. I got myself an order and I have a story to tell all about that because it was an experience doing all this stuff. But that's gonna be for the end. I wanted for the beginning of this episode to do like a little taste test. Like, is coffee good enough? What I got was a mocha cookie crumble frappuccino is what it's called. I don't know if that actually counts as coffee, but you know, I got it at Starbucks. So that's all that matters, is it came from Starbucks. So I want to do a little taste test. It's so strong. Oh my gosh, it's so powerful. I think I need to stir it a little bit. Hey God. Because I was told that was... So my experience with coffee was... Went like 7 years ago. Got it. Went, this sucks. Then... When I was working at a hotel... someone made a coffee for me and I went, wow, this is actually pretty good. And then it started tasting really bad out of nowhere. And I was told, well, yeah, it's because you haven't been stirring it. And I was like, why do you have to stir it? What? I didn't know that was even a thing. And now I couldn't stir it after that because I was done with it. Because even though it tasted awful halfway through it, I was like, I was giving it to it. It was given to me because I was frigid and I was shoveling snow in the hotel parking lot, literally all day. So it was given to me as like a ward to like help warm me up. Oh. And as soon as I got home from it, I had to change, get back into my cozy stuff because I turned into like a whole event going to get it. I even like went inside, which, good lord, I never go inside places. So I turned that into a whole event and everything. So I'm like, so it's been a little bit because I had to come home, that I had to change out of all that stuff because I want to get all nice and cozy for when we finish this finally. And all that stuff. So I think I just need to give it a little stir and then we'll see. It's fine. I was The best thing I can say about it is that it's fine. I'd legitimately just rather get like a chocolate shake or something from like McDonald's or something for like half the price. Okay. Hang on, another sip. It's just like so okay. Like maybe like once a year I'd get like something like this. I don't know. I was thinking that because of this, maybe every single time I start a new Studio Lane, like actual like Studio Lane thing, not just something that they like publish or something, just because I don't want to go get coffee that often, I'd try a new coffee, whether it be like an actual coffee or just like a frappuccino. One of the main reasons I didn't get an actual coffee is because it's like 4 p.m. I'm not gonna get a coffee at like 4 p.m. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. Because apparently like they super like caffeine normally doesn't jazz me up, but I'm like, okay, but like what if though? What if it does? Because like I have ADHD, so normally coffee like helps me like focus, like it calms my mind. But like, I mean, caffeine, not coffee. So I was like, maybe there's a chance. Hang on, one more taste test. Yeah, it's just like so okay. It's just like so okay, and I've been stirring it this whole time too. So maybe that's what I'll do. Cause like, I don't know, coffee seems so good and everyone loves it. So I'm like, I kind of want to get into that. I kind of want to be a part of that. That'd be so fun. But like, it's just like so fine. It's like, this is like a $5 12-ounce drink because I got a tall, which is a small, which, listen, that's like the only thing about ordering coffee that bugs me. Like, people make it such a big deal, but like to me, it's just like the size names. Just call it small, medium, and large. Don't be so extra about it. Especially don't call, like, honestly, for me, all you'd have to do is just change tall to small. That's all you need to change for me. You can keep all the other stupid ones there, like whatever. But I also got a little sandwich. I was like, I'm kind of hungry. I'll get like a sandwich to go with it. And it was like a $5, like an almost $6 sandwich. So I was expecting it to be like huge. And when they brought it out, it was in like this big freaking bag. And I was like, oh, This is going to be a meaty sandwich. I'm including pictures. I have pictures up of this stuff as we're going through it. This sandwich is the size of my mouse, and it was almost $6. I could have gotten, like, using the McDonald's app, I could have gotten 2 bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits for the price of this. Are you kidding me? Are you joshing with me right now, my guy? It's like so bad. It's so if this is not the best tasting thing on the planet, I'm gonna be so upset. Oh. Hang on, I want to mute this while I chew. I took another bite without thinking about it. I took the first bite and then just immediately went in for a second one. Hang on. It's also just fine. Again, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit from McDonald's, about 1,000 times better. I'd rather have just taken that for like less than half the cost. So, as an overall experience, I'd say that this is mediocre, 5 out of 10. But it's a 5 out of 10 experience that costed me more than most like 6 to 7 out of 10 experiences. You know what I mean? So, overall, not good. Not a good time. That's my review of the Starbucks stuff. Because it's like a mediocre $12 drinks. I mean, it's like a mediocre $5 drink, and then a mediocre $6 breakfast sandwich. For like almost $12 combined. It was almost $12 combined. That's so not good. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to be drinking this and eating this throughout the video. Don't mind me. There's probably going to be a lot of talking between the characters, so let's just go ahead and get on into it. Phew, I'm beat. I flopped down on the bed, spreading my arms out on its... spreading my arms out. It's not my own bed for once, but Juliet's. Ooh. Hang on, I'm scooting forward a little bit more so you guys can like hear me better. Although that will be a little hard if I'm actually chewing and stuff. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Very hard today. You deserve to be exhausted.
Not as hard as you. You carried most of those boxes.
We both put in a lot of effort.
Oh gosh, hang on. She lays down next to me. I'm trying to chew on the opposite side of my mouth, and I'm watching like the waveforms, and I'm not seeing anything, so I think it's working. So we're fine. She lays down next to me. Without a window, it's darker in Juliet's room than it is in mine. I can count on one hand the number of times I've been in here. I let out a yawn. Aspen went home hours ago, and Lyra went to bed not long after. It'll be my turn soon.
You should get some rest, dear.
I will. First, I have to get the energy to go back to my room.
Do you?
What do you mean?
There's certainly room for 2 here.
Oh my gosh! Like, listen, I know that we had the scene where they, where she and Aspen slept together, Miho and Aspen slept together in her route, but like, it wasn't so, no one was so forward about it, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh. Rolling onto my side, hang on. Rolling onto my side to face her, I laugh.
Yeah, I guess so. You must be worn out too. You stayed up all day, didn't you?
Yes. I wanted to spend it with the 3 of you.
I'm glad.
Gosh, coffee is such a high maintenance drink. I went like 5 minutes without stirring it or whatever. And now it's tasting bad again. I didn't think that you'd have to do that with a Frappuccino. I was expecting that to be like a coffee exclusive. I yawn again, and this time it's Juliet who laughs.
I'll see you in the morning.
She doesn't have to tell me twice. Not even bothering to fight my heavy eyes from closing, I just nod. I'm probably making this like the worst thing ever. This is like the worst. I'm so sorry for. Whoa, wait. Why is it playing missing pages? Hang on. I so hope that the noise gate takes all of this out for you guys. I'll be so sad if it doesn't. Hang on, I need to get a drink too. It looks so much better. This drink looks so much better than it actually tastes. I'm so disappointed. The sky collapses into the ocean, splashing me with 1,000 shades of blue. Clouds drift through the water and fish swim through the sky. I'm alone, but I'm not alone. Although there's no one at my side, I can feel the warm presence of my loved ones in my heart. With each step I take, skywater ripples in every direction. The expanse goes on forever, above me, below, and around me. I look down at my hands and feet, and at the reflection beneath me. Yellow eyes framed by dark fur look back, the fox's paws moving in time with my footsteps. She's me, and I'm her. I know this, so why are we separated like this? Together we move forward, though it's impossible to see what's beyond the horizon, just more and more blue. Then far ahead, something floating along in the current catches my eye, and I run to it. It's a piece of paper rolled up tightly. Something stirs in my soul as one of the people I hold dear there smiles in recognition. Gently I unfurl the scroll, but as soon as I do, the words written there melt away, pouring off the page and into the water at my feet. I look down to see the ink pooling beneath me, between my feet and the fox's paws. I take a deep breath and then kneel down. My hands hover just inches from the surface. A single paw waits on the other side as the fox's eyes look into mine. Mustering all of my courage, I plunge my hands down into the swirling ink and rippling water, reaching for my other self. Oh, this is so weird. With a gasp, I bolt upright in bed. In bed, breathing heavily. My palms and neck are slick with sweat, and my heart races like I just ran a marathon. Daylight blinds me, and I hold up one arm to shield myself from it, but it doesn't help. As I become sunlight, but there's not a window in here. You said that. As I become aware of other sensations like the unfamiliar bed I'm in and the warmth of someone beside me, I remember where I am. Juliet's room, not my own. Usually my dream falls away as soon as I wake up, but the one I just had remains vivid in my mind. That endless blue lingers in my thoughts, a crystal clear memory.
Miho?
I can hear Juliet sit up on the other side of the bed, but partially hidden in shadow. As I blink to get my bearings, I realize that it's not daylight that's blinding me. Oh, I love that I even called that out. Gosh, I'm just so in sync with this. It's my bead. As bright as the full moon, it rests against my chest. In its glow, I can see a third person illuminated between Juliet and me. Aww. Lyra is fast asleep, somehow unbothered. She's flat on her back, her hands clutching a blanket. That is adorable. That is so cute. The image of just Lyra just getting into bed with them, just to sleep between her moms, basically. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. I cut my hands and lift them to cover my bead, although light still pours out from between my fingers. The moment my palm brushes against it, a shiver runs down my spine. The ocean from my dreams fills my thoughts, even as I'm aware of what's around me. As the feeling dissipates, I'm left with a sensation of total calmness. My eyes aren't bothered by the light. I don't feel hot under the blankets, and with Lyra pressed against me, the dampness of my hair is gone. I look over and see Juliet in the darkness. Although sleepiness still tugs at her eyes, I can tell that she's wide awake now. With one hand, I remove my necklace. One by one, I slide off the other beads until I get the one that matters. I let it fall into my hand. The only sensation I'm aware of is it resting there. Tiny cracks cover it all over. I close my fingers around it, hiding some more of the glow. Sensing Juliet rather than seeing her, I whisper into the dark. Oh, I'm so excited. And also so very nervous. I stand up and I feel the bed shake as Juliet stands up as well. We go out into the hallway together, carefully shutting the door behind us. From the hallway window, I can see that it's still early morning, just around sunrise. I uncurl my fingers again, letting the brilliant light illuminate the hall. Juliet and I both look at it, and then she meets my eyes. Strangely, I don't feel any nervousness. I do. I have my sandwich right next to my mouth, just ready to take another bite whenever there's like a moment where I'm like, they're gonna be talking a lot, huh? The ocean isn't quite the same as the one in my mind. It's rougher and dotted with boats. The shouts of fishermen handling the morning's catch drift over from the boardwalk. The noisy drone of the landing airships buzzes over them. Juliet and I stand just out of reach of the tide, not far from where I first confessed my feelings to her. Her parasol blocks the early morning sun as we face each other. Out here, the light from my bead isn't so pronounced. It hasn't gotten any dimmer, though. A noisy awareness hums in the back of my mind, like a radio, not quite tuned to a station. It's impatient. I'm impatient. I lock eyes with Juliet. Neither of us say anything. Neither of us need to. She just nods, encouraging me. I turn towards the sea. Slowly, I bring the bead to my lips. As it gets closer, the humming in my head gets louder, and the ocean in my mind feels like it might break free into reality. Then the moment the bead touches my tongue, it melts away like candy, and the humming sound stops and the ocean recedes. Whoa. Closing my eyes, I feel the magic spread throughout my body. It's like a wind inside me that I inhale, filling my lungs. Not just my lungs, but my heart, my mind, and everything else. Also, this is called a fox's tail. This is the main theme. It's so good. It's so good. The breeze ripples across my skin from the inside, flexing my fingers and curling my toes. It moves to fill every part of me, this magic I was born to inherit. It drifts across my memories, making the colors more vivid and filling in details I'd forgotten. The springtime green of the trees in the forest, the agony of my injured leg, the bitter cold of being caught in a storm, the softness of my first night in my own bed. I too feel my body change as my one tail splits into 9, unfurling behind me like Juliet's parasol. I understand Yunbi's words now, when she teased me for not figuring it out. Swallowing my bead hasn't made me into a different person. What it wanted was only ever what I wanted. The pain of loss and the comfort of love. Happiness. I've experienced these and so many other things for myself already. My bead hasn't ever known anything that I didn't know. It's only been an extension of me. And what I'm actually getting chills right now. Holy crap. And what I know is that I haven't reached the end of my journey, just another step on it. I still have to strive for those things that I want. To be happy, to be in love. They aren't destinations either. They're pathways themselves that I have to strive to follow, to stay on. Shunho. Sky Fox. Before me, the sky and sea appear to stretch out forever, meeting at the edge of existence. Though separate, they match each other in their vastness. Both are as hopeful a blue as I've ever seen. Oh.
Miho.
Juliet says my name like a statement, not a question, confirming that I'm still here in front of her. I'm still me.
Juliet.
Oh, hang on. Still, it seems fitting that my first word as a new me should be her name.
How do you feel?
The music cut out. I take a moment to assess that. Being a fox feels different from being in my other form, but this feels like a mixture of both. Okay. I'm like slightly disappointed by this, just because like with the other one in Aspen's route, we got a slight, portrait change. We got her with ears, you know what I mean? Which added like a whole ton to the story, I feel. And I know that this is supposed to be like she's still her, but I would have liked a small physical change, even if it was like something as similar as like her ears are like a slightly different color, which they could be, and I just didn't notice. But like, so maybe like a more unsubtle change if they already did like do something, because I'm not seeing it. I would have liked that. It would have like, I don't know. I feel like it would have been cool, like if both of them have like a slight difference to her by the end. The scent of the ocean, fish and salt and more, is stronger in my nose. Among the chaotic noise of the fishermen and the other city bustle, I'm able to pick out individual voices and focus on individual sounds. Each grain of sand on the beach stands out, so numerous that if I look at them too long, my eyes start to hurt. In the same way, I can notice each thread of Juliet's shirt, each splinter on the nearby boardwalk, each bubble in the rising tide.
Different, but the same. I can notice more of everything around me, but I don't feel that different on the inside. I'm still just Miho.
Good. I would hope for nothing else.
Hang on. I'm so sorry. I take a few steps, getting used to the feeling of having more tails. Although so she has more tails in this form. Okay. Although they're heavier, moving them comes as naturally as moving just one did. Oh, see, like that. That's what I was talking about. They did it. They found out behind me, the only evidence of the change I just underwent. That and the missing necklace around my throat.
Do I seem any different to you?
Not at a glance. Is it what you'd expected?
I don't know if I was expecting anything in particular. I said that to Inbi, and she just laughed at me. But I get it now. My bead didn't change me. I've changed myself. I think maybe that's why Inbi isn't quite ready yet. But I'm sure she will be soon. I think she's on the right track now.
Juliet gazes at me with admiration in her eyes. There was a time where that would be kind of embarrassing because I didn't know what she was seeing in me. Now having made peace with who I am, I feel like I can stand a little taller.
Do you remember what you said once, back when we first met? I believe it was one of the first times we had breakfast together. You said that you wanted to learn how to be a person.
I'd say I accomplished that.
As would I. But you helped me do the same. Unbi as well. And I'm sure there's much that Lyra will learn from you in time.
Okay, sandwich is officially done. We're all good with that. Now it's just the drink.
Unbi was right in that regard. The capacity to change. Not just yourself, but the others in your life has always been within you.
I don't know if I want to finish this, guys. It's just not that good. It's just not that good.
Yeah. I guess my bead was just trying to show me that all along. Now that it's gone, I wonder if it means people will be able to remember me normally. If not...
Oh, that'd be so nice. Then it'll be another trial, another goal to work towards, another challenge to overcome. Somehow, the thoughts of that isn't so scary anymore. Oh wait, no. I was literally opening my mouth to say the line, and then I actually squeezed my thighs. Don't ask why. I don't know. It was just involuntary. Because I know that I can rely on myself and on my loved ones, and that things will turn out okay. I smile.
If not, then I'll keep trying to find a way. I'm pretty good at that after all.
Somehow you always do.
The sun is getting higher, and Juliet repositions her parasol to block it. It feels luxuriously warm on my tails, but I know Juliet can't be comfortable.
You should go back to the library without me. I'll be home soon, but I want to walk around a bit first.
All right. It's probably best if Lyra doesn't wake up to an empty house.
I squeezed like 3
I'll
times.
see you
Hang on.
again soon, then.
There we go. Before she goes, we embrace each other for a kiss. Her lips feel even softer than usual, and her hand as it holds mine for a moment is gentler. We step apart, sharing a smile, and I wave goodbye as Juliet starts making her way back home. I head to the skyport myself. It's busy when I get there. The airships I heard land not long ago has led its passengers off, and they flow through the security lines and into the freedom of the city. You know, stirring it's like fun, which is weird to say. I didn't expect stirring it to be like the best part of it, but like stirring it's kind of fun. I stop outside the doors where I said goodbye to Yunbi, although I don't plan to go inside. Instead, I turn around and start walking towards town, following a zigzag path that takes me along roads and alleyways. It's been months since I arrived, but I can still remember every twist and turn that I took as I ran from the security guard. Some of those streets I've walked down several times since, and some of them I only passed through that time. The welcoming colors of Cuba Street guide me towards the heart of Wellington. Along the way, I pass by the Bell House, pausing outside of it. It's early enough that the inside is still dark, except for a couple lights in the kitchen. Even Aspen isn't here this early. In the glass window, I can see my own reflection. I half expect to find a fox staring back at me, but not this time. Like I said to Juliet, I'm still just Miho. From the bell house's door, I make a sharp turn and go back the way I came from. On my way to Mount Victoria, I pass by the road to the library, but don't go down it. But don't go down it, of course. I'm not quite ready to go home yet. I'm sure Juliet is waiting for me there, and Lyra too, if she's awake. I wonder what she'll have to say about my new tales. I keep on walking, and soon the rising green slope of Mount Victoria comes into view. Climbing up the mountain is pretty much automatic since I can remember every curve and incline that in the trail before it appears. Although I pass a few people who are also on their way up, and also some people heading down from the top, I'm all alone when I reach the summit. Just for a moment, I know. Just for a moment, I know, but a moment is enough. Flyleaf is so good, I love it. I mean, I know it's already played this episode. Chill, guys, chill. I was listening to this playlist, obviously, when I was going to go get my coffee, by the way. Listen, I had to romanticize it a little bit, alright? From up here, the skyport doesn't look very big, and the path I just took doesn't seem very far. Yet, in a sense, it took me months to walk it. I'm sure I'll come up here many more times in the future. There are so many places I want to go and things I want to see, but I know that I'll never get tired of this view. The people and places I care about are all within my reach. For me, everything comes back to this spot. When I stood up here for the first time, I couldn't have known the journey that was about to begin for me. That's why I can't help but feel excited as I gaze out at the city I've come to love. So many things are changing, but for once, that isn't scary. The future is uncertain, but that just means it's full of opportunities and potential. I'm done with letting life just happen to me. From now on, I intend to make it what I want. A sudden gust sweeps across the mound, down through the forest and out towards the sea. It ripples through my hair the same way it ripples through the trees. As the leaves rustle together in the breeze, it sounds like warm laughter. Little fox, where is your home? The wind whispers. Oh, I got chills again. I got chills again. Oh my gosh. The wind whispers. Closing my eyes, I relax and surrender myself to it all.
Right here.
Oh. I mean, I know that that ending is like the same as what happened to Aspen. It's like they paralleled it, you know? They paralleled it a little bit. But I'm so super duper okay with that. Oh. I'm like genuinely getting like emotional right now. Like I even know that we still have like another ending to go get after the credits. Like we still have the credits. And then we have look, Dodavu. Yeah, that was I want to bring that up specifically because I was like, there was a time when I was like trying to remember like everyone, like who played everyone. I was like, Dodavu, what's like Miho's name? Because I was like, I want to call her out because she was like super good. Oh, so good. Also like, yeah, Josh. I so didn't call him out during like the last route. I need to call him out here. S tier work, my guy. S tier work, just absolutely. Oh. Strings by Michaela, Knight, and Nachingale. Like, this was absolutely incredible. From, you know, should I wait for that or tell the actual end so we can cry there? I don't know. Maybe I should just tell my story because I'm already getting like a little teary. It's gonna be a little embarrassing. Be like, guys, I went to get my coffee the other day. And then you know, I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna tell the story first. Scripting. I do wonder, is that the script? Like, oh, hang on, I'm looking it up. I want to look up what a scripter like. Is that like talking about like? Hang on. What does? Hang on. What does a scripter do in a visual novel? Huh. Hang on. It said a scripture, not a scripter. Okay. That's cool. I just didn't know what that meant. I wasn't like, does that mean like the script, like the word spoken and everything like that? Like, that's crazy. So, yeah. Really quick. So, I ordered it, okay? And the Starbucks that I can get drinks from, you know, since, you know, I'm not from your guys' world or anything like that. Oh, also look at all these pictures. Look at all these pictures. I love this. This is like the coolest credits ever. Just putting like up all like the CGs and stuff like that. It's so It's so precious. Because, like, again, pictures are all about, like, capturing memories, and this is all about, like, making memories, and, like, it's so good. It's so freaking good, dude. I'm pretty sure I just talked the entire credits about what I was going to talk about during the credits. And yeah, now the credits are over. So, good going, me. I'm a genius, if you couldn't tell. Thank you for playing. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's over. I mean, it's not over. It's not. We still have a little bit left. We still have a little bit left to do. We still have both endings to get. So, let's just go ahead and do that. For what must be the 100th time, Aspen has Juliet show her around the library, making a list of every single chore that needs to be taken care of while we're away. Our trip will only last a few weeks, but Aspen seems to be preparing for us to be gone for a year. Juliet humors her, of course, walking her through everything just as patiently as the first time she explained. To keep herself busy, Lyra checks and double-checks her bag, making sure she has all the books and games she'll need for the trip. I told her that there's plenty to do in Korea and that she doesn't need to bring everything she owns, but she doesn't want to spend a single minute bored while we travel. From the way she's pacing around, I can tell she might be the most eager of us all to get going. Compared to Lyra, Juliet and I, of course now is what I'm messing up. Juliet and I have both packed light. We have the essentials like clothes and all that, and a couple books apiece. But that's it. I just want to make sure I have plenty of free space to bring back souvenirs. While I wait for Juliet, I'm surprised to realize that I'm a little antsy. This will be the first time I've left New Zealand since I arrived here. Traveling used to be second nature to me, but now it's something I have to remember how to do. At least I'm not the only one. It's been even longer since Juliet left, and Lyra's first time out of the country. It's been nearly 5 years since people stopped forgetting about me. It's been 5 years? Oh my gosh. But somehow it's taken us this long to go on a vacation. Once Aspen is finally confident she's not going to accidentally burn the library down while she's taking care of it, Juliet comes and finds me in the foyer.
I think that's everything. The library will be in good hands.
There's no one I trust more to look after it than Aspen.
Agreed. I take it you're ready to go.
Yep.
See.
I think Lyra might explode if we don't head out soon.
That would be a shame, since this trip is for her birthday after all.
Oh, that's so... Sorry, a little cough.
I'm gonna be 5 years older by the time we finally leave.
Oh my gosh. Look at Juliet's collar and look at Miho's outfit. Oh my, and Lyra's so, what a precious girl. She's so cute. Oh, this just hit me with all the warm tinglies. I love it. First off, Juliet really just leaning into that Dracula look with the super high freaking popped up collar. Oh my gosh. Her like neck handkerchief thing, I'm blanking on what it's actually called, even like tripled in size. And then Miho is also in that all white look, which, you know, she is killing it. It looks so good with like her hair. I'm sure like with her tails and everything like fanned out, that would look incredible. And then I love like, what would you, this oddly reminds me of just an outfit from Fate Grand Order. That's all I think of when I see this. It's Shion's outfit from Fate Grand Order for like the small portion of my audience that crosses over from Fate into this. That's what her outfit is, just so you guys know. Yeah, no, I love this. This is adorable. And I love like the little ribbon in her hair. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just currently taking in every single moment of this as all right, we're coming to the end. It's like really hitting me now that this is ending, and we have one more ending plus little extra bits at the end, okay? Also, I've definitely just abandoned the coffee. I think after this, like, I'm trying to, like, my plan is, so I'm uploading some highly edited content to my other channel, okay? And I've also been doing horrible at my diet, just drinking a lot of soda, just eating too much fast food. But I think after this, instead of finishing this drink that I drank about half of, I'm gonna go get like a Dr. Pepper and then get back to my diet, because my plan was to spend the next 3 weeks while I work on these videos that are going up. I'd celebrate them finally going up by like going out and getting like a big old soda and everything. I think I'm just gonna go get a small soda instead of this, just to like celebrate like ending Please Be Happy. Like, listen, it's like going along with like romanticizing parts of your life. Like, food for me, like when Juliet started crying about finally being able to taste food again, like I felt that, because like food to me is like when I sit down to eat, that is like the one time that I can truly just turn my brain off and not think about anything. My brain is constantly just 1,000 miles an hour. Like, what do I need to do? How do I fit all this in? How do I do this? How do I do that? What I need to do this. I need to do that. That kind of stuff. When I sit down and turn on a YouTube video or like an anime, like, and I just sit there and eat, it like that's the only time I shut my brain off. So like that time is precious to me, you know? So like I get like more excited for like a good meal than probably almost anyone else. I'm just gonna say that right now because it's like my break in life, you know? So where was I going with that? I was saying like the way I like romanticize a lot of things, like because you know if you like make everything into that giant deal, like I'm gonna throw like a party for everything ever. I started shaking when I started saying that. I don't know why I started shaking. Then you just you run out of money. You can't do it all. So the way I do it is I like to get like that's when I like to do like big meals and like or like little treats like again like this coffee or Dr. Pepper, you know. And then I'm gonna go on like I have like 3 weeks before that video goes up, and so I'm gonna be like purging all this garbage from my system for the next like 3 weeks basically. But yeah, no, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know why I shared all that with you guys. I don't know. I mean, to be fair though, this channel's just like a one-man podcast basically. We just yapping at you guys about whatever. So sorry, I had a cough. I'm glad the coughs have been like very infrequent today. I really appreciate that. But yeah, no, let's just get back into the story. But yeah, no, again, I abandoned the coffee. I got halfway through it. It's just mediocre, and I'm like, this is so not worth it. I'm not enjoying this. It was fine. Again, maybe when because I plan to start Summer at the Edge of the Universe on stream, maybe when I do that, we'll get like another like Frappuccino or something like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Because I want to try more coffees, because it's like such a cultural thing of like, everyone drinks coffee. It's like, what's your Starbucks order? Is like a personality quiz question, essentially. But yeah, anyways. Still, she comes in when Juliet beckons for a hug before we depart. We both set our bags on the floor, and Juliet leans down to embrace us. I love that Mio's as tall as her daughter.
We don't want that now, do we? Are you all set as well, Lyra?
Yep.
Then, let's be off.
I love to see how happy Lyra is. I just met her, but I already really like her as a character. I'm so happy to see her be happy. Oh, and we get to see more of the outfit. I was so hoping to get to see more of the outfit. Oh, they look so good. Juliet really did just go full vampire on us, huh? I love it. Grabbing her stuff, Lyra practically zooms out of the door, like she's going to get on the airship without us. Juliet and I go out at a more leisurely pace, taking one last look around to make sure we haven't forgotten anything. We haven't. I really need to set up that dating profile. Listen, I think I talked about it at the end of like Aspen's route, and I have more of a story to tell during that too. Okay, don't you guys worry. Don't worry. I have tea to spill. Okay, so she kisses me, fingers interlacing with mine as I prepare for my two worlds to finally merge. The forest and the country that I came from, and the people I care about most. It feels like coming full circle. My heart pounds with anticipation as we finally head out the door. I'm excited for them to experience the places that made me who I am.
I can't wait for you to see what Korea is like.
I can't wait for you to show me.
Juliet's comfy ending. Oh, I loved. Oh, that's so good. Hopefully, I like her wild ending as well, because I remember like not liking Aspen's wild ending as much, because like I don't know, having Miho constantly be away is like sucks. Like if Miho and Aspen were both traveling together, I'd be like, oh, I like that more. But like they aren't, you know. So I'm like, you know. Oh wait, hang on. A family member just won a huge competition, so I know this is super unprofessional, and it's not me just dragging this out anymore. But I do really need to congratulate them because they just won a huge, like, national competition. So, yeah, no, look at me. I'm here romanticizing my life with Dr. Pepper and Starbucks, and reading a visual novel while my family is out there winning national championships. You know, we're totally built the same, whatever. Oh, I mean, I'm still having fun though, so that's all that matters to me.
Shall we pick up where we
Okay, let's click here. Sorry. I apologize. I really, really do. That one caught me off guard, and I went to like touch my mic, but then I was like, it's coming out already. I'm excited for what it could mean. Wait. Options. Music cues. Text. Everything. Oh, this is why I didn't save. I tried this, the open dyslexic, because I thought that'd help me read it better. But like, whatever. You know, we'll try it. Save current options. Oh, I also really like how this text looks. Okay, hang on. How do we get it to skip? Options. I don't think I get it. Option saved. Return. And the skip went so fast too. And for me to be able to do that, it's like definitely gonna be really hard on my hands, so like that sucks.
Hello. When I left Matt,
Why is it not
sorry
skipping?
for falling asleep so suddenly last
Oh,
night.
skip. You're not sure, let's go here. Do I have to go? Oh, I have to go to Lena. Okay, skip. Do. Okay, so basically, what happened with my Starbucks order today, okay? So I go to get it. So I order it online. I go to get it. I first went the completely wrong direction. That shows you how little I do Starbucks of anything, as I don't even know where it's at. I had a vague idea, and I went the wrong way. So I got there like 3 minutes later than I was supposed to get there. And then so I go in, and I'm like talking to them. And first of all, the people there, the girl who was trying to take my, like, be like, oh, she was like get my order and everything. She was like talking like that quietly, and I didn't like. It's not like I'm trying to like be mean about it. She was just like, she has just a softer voice, you know? She has a softer voice. All her coworkers were just yelling. They were being like, you know, just having like fun, which I don't mind, but it's just the fact that they were like yelling over like their coworker who was trying to like take my order and everything, which made it stressful for me and her. So that kind of sucked for both of us. Also, this makes it so much nicer. Oh my gosh. So I tell them that, and then someone else comes over and is like, because I tell them like, hey, I have an online order. Here's my name, Darkbender, and then they go looking for it, and they're like, we can't find it. So she goes off and gets someone else. They're looking for it. Then someone else comes over to try and take my order. I'm like, oh, they're already helping me, and they're like, oh, okay, it leaves. And then they come back, and they're both like, yeah, no. So you see, where did you order it again? And because again, I'm from a different world, I don't really know how your city lines work. But they told me I ordered it in the wrong city, even though I was like, wait, is it this city's? And they were like, aren't we in this city? And I'm like, and they were like, yeah. And I was like, but this is said to be the Starbucks of the city over. And they're like, yes. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that checks out. Thumbs up. But granted, they were ballers about it. The most based pog people I've ever met. They went, hey, listen, this happens all the time. And I was like, oh, okay, it's not just me. It's not just because I'm ignorant from another world. It's just a thing that happens here all the time. They're like, yeah, no, this happens all the time. We're just gonna make the food for you and give it to you, okay? So they made me my stuff. And granted, they also, a little awkward thing that happened was, I didn't know where to go. I wasn't sure if I needed to go like sit down or just stand there and wait. So I was like, so I had to ask like, how long is it gonna take? And I wasn't trying to be like really like rushing because I'm like, I'm not really like in a hurry or anything, you know? Like if I need to go sit down for like 5-10 minutes, I can. You know, like whatever. It's so not a big deal at all. But I think it was just the way I asked because I was just like so unsure, and she was walking away. I was like, oh, like how long is it gonna take? Like, should I just stand here or should I go sit down? Because I didn't want to just stand there for like 7 minutes if that's how long it takes. Like whatever. So she tells me like, yeah, oh, yeah, no, just goes like down. I'll be like down there. I get my stuff and then I head out. And then I'm here. Okay, so that's like it was a headache to get. Coffee's so high maintenance as like a drink too, because like not only is it like a pain in the butt to get, but you also have to just sit here and stir it. So not worth it. But yeah, that's my tale there. But my other story is, at the end during Aspen's, I was like, man, this because I've avoided like dating or relationships or anything like that for a long time, just because like in my brain it's like, oh, it's not worth it. I need to stay on the grind. I need to be writing. I need to be drawing. I need to be working on YouTube stuff like constantly. Like I barely have any time for friends. I never do stuff with friends outside of like the one day of that week that I give myself to do stuff with them, you know? But then like Aspen's route really helped me go, Fa. Even if it takes me a while to get to where I'm going, I need to take a step back. And again, it happened like right when I was going through everything with like Tendonitis first starting. So it really made me like realize I need to take a step back and just like chill. You know what I mean? I just need to stop. Oh, wait. Hang on, let's turn off skip really quick. Options. Everything. Read only. I think that's saying read only. It's like everything that we haven't read yet is what will get skipped. I think. Yeah, I think that's it. So I was like, okay, I need to set up a dating profile. But for those who don't know, I do talk about it a lot. I've lost like 90 pounds in like just over a year now. And I had like no pictures of what I look like now. Wait, was that the end? No. Okay. There we go. We'll talk about it during this credit. So because I'm like 90 pounds lighter, I have no pictures of what I currently look like. So I'm like, I can't, not only do I not want to put up pictures of what I don't look like, but I don't have pictures to put up. So I had to be like, and didn't want to take terrible pictures because I'm like, I don't take pictures. I don't know how to take a selfie. You know, I'm terrible at it. I'm just the worst. And I was like, I kind of want to take like good pictures. So someone offered like, hey, I can take pictures for you. And I was like, okay, cool. We don't really do that much together just because we don't like relate that much, but I really like, we're like good friends still, you know? Like, let's go take these pictures. And I was like, you know, you're like great at taking pictures too. So like these pictures are going to turn out bangers. I'm going to get so many swippities on me. Left or right, I don't know. But you know, they're going to be swiping. That was a terrible joke. But every single time, listen, I'm not religious, but I told my friend this story I'm about to tell you guys about how I need to take it as like a divine hint from God to just not do it. And he agreed. He is religious, and he agreed that this might actually be God sending me a sign that maybe love is not in the cards for me. So that's all I'm gonna say. What a terrible sentence. I went through so much trouble that even my friend who is religious agrees that God thinks that I should stay single. All right, that's the moral of this story I'm about to tell you guys. So we would plan to go out one time a week. Every week we'd set up like, here, okay, let's go out this time. Here, let's go out this time. Here, let's go out this time. And then every single time something would happen. Either it would be, hey, like we wanted to go up the canyon to do it because like it was beautiful up there at the time of us talking about this. So it was like, hey, let's go do this. Snowstorm. Hey, let's go do it this day. Rainstorm. Hey, let's go do it this way. The snowstorm doubled back. Hey, let's go back this way. Family emergency. Hey, let's go back this way. I think there was one time her car got hit. Wait, who was that? I don't know. I don't know who that voice casting people were, but you know, look into them. Look into them whenever you want to set up a visual novel. So it's just like weeks and weeks of every single time we wanted to go out do it, and it was on the day that we would plan to go do these that the storms and everything else would happen. It's not like, oh, we plan it on Wednesday and then on Monday a storm comes in that doesn't let up. It's like we plan it on Wednesday, and then halfway through the day, as we're both working and about to get off so we can go up to do it, then the storm hits, and we just can't do it anymore. And like these weren't like little pansy storms, like, oh, maybe you could just like go to each other's houses and take pictures anyways. It's like, I've never gotten stuck in the snow before. I've never, I was just gonna repeat getting stuck. I don't know why. That's just what came to my mind. And I had a little burp. I do apologize from the coffee and everything. Sorry, that cough also got me. But like, I got stuck like 7 times, 8 times in the course of this like one snowstorm that lasted like 2 weeks. Like, it was just like stuff like that was happening. And then we finally got the pictures taken, and her phone refused to send them to me. Not only would they not send them to me, they just wouldn't send. Like, okay, well, they would send, but they'd send to other people. And then, wait. Oh, wait. Okay, okay. Hang on. I was about to say, like, I think this is the same ending, but it's not. Oh, I'm curious where this is going. Hang on, I need to move the mouse down a little bit. Everything is already packed up and on its way down to the underworld. All that remains is us. After 100 years in the library from Juliet and half a decade from Lyra and me, it only took a couple days for everything we owned to be organized into boxes and sent ahead to our new home. Oh, everything that we're keeping at least. There was just as much to give away. Toys and clothes Lyra had outgrown, furniture we didn't want to take, mementos that we left with our friends. The only part that remains unchanged are the library shelves themselves. Aspen swore that she wouldn't take a single book off the shelves after taking over. The bedroom I shared with Juliet, Lyra's room, and Juliet's office were the last ones to be packed up. At first, it was jarring to see so much empty space, but over time, I stopped thinking about it that way. Rather than picturing what's not there anymore, I prefer to think of what it's being at. I prefer to think of what I prefer to think of it as being ready to be reborn. Whatever this place becomes, I hope whoever it is here after us loves it as much as we did.
As ready as I'll ever be.
For what might be the last time, the two of us stand together in the library's foyer, hand in hand. We take a final look around. The creaky spots on the floor, the faintly musty smell of so many books, the curtains fluttering in the breeze. All of it is imprinted on my heart. I'll never forget it. This was the first home I ever had. Well, the second after the forest. But as far as I'm concerned, it's where my life began. We've made a lot of memories here. I know that we'll be missed. Just as much as we'll miss it. Despite how long it's been, I'm still not entirely used to people remembering me. But I prefer that bittersweet feeling to the pain of being forgotten. Now it's time to say goodbye. Oh, this is a really cute one. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, I love. Okay. I really like Miho's other outfit. This one slaps so much harder though. Like the other one was like already like really good. This is like it's like going from like a 9 to a 10 basically. That's how I feel about it. Juliet's outfit didn't change that much, or if at all. But like that's fine. Juliet clicks open the locket around her neck. On one side, there's a tiny picture of the four of us. Juliet, Lyra, Aspen, and me. Although it's just the three of us who are going, Aspen will always be a part of our family. Even now, she's at the skyport waiting to see us off. On the other is a photo of Cosette. She has the same wry look in that picture as her portrait that once hung on the wall. Half smirk, half laugh. Her smile is immortalized forever. The tiny hands of the clock tick imperceptibly onward.
What about you? Are you ready?
There are plenty of things that I'll miss. Sure, I haven't even thought of them all yet. After so long, I can scarcely believe that I'm leaving. And yet, I'm excited for what awaits us. Not just in our new home, but in our new lives. I feel the same way I did 5 years ago, when we first fell in love. I can't wait to see what happens next.
We lean in at the same time, the same thought in both of our minds. Even after another 100 years, I know that I won't get tired of kissing Juliet. Oh. The front door bangs open. We both look over to see Lyra standing there impatiently.
Come on! Do you want to keep Aspen waiting forever?
Juliet and I look at each other with a smile.
Forever's an awfully long time, you know.
Right. So we'd better get going.
We got her wild ending. That, jeez Louise, my heart. All right, we're at 95% by the by. So, here's the game plan, gamer girls. That was such a terrible little joke. That was so dumb. Return. We're gonna go ahead and hit start.
You'd like to tell me a story?
The little extra bit is for like the next like hour or something. We're gonna go through and read all the little things, all the little locations and stuff. I'm gonna get 100% on this gosh darn game, and you best gosh darn believe it. Fine. Here, let's just go to the menu and go to the title and then hit yes. And then let's listen to some of the music.
How does this work?
Extras, music room. There we go. While I talk about the game. Okay, so first of all, I don't know how they would do this, but I do wish that they would make that 100% a little bit easier to get. You know, like, I know it's only like 2%, and it will drive me insane for the rest of my life. I mean, I will probably do it in my own time. Like, honestly, maybe while I'm editing or something, I'll just pull Please Be Happy off to the side and just have it be skipping through stuff while I edit. That's something I'll probably do again in my own time. Definitely not going to do it here. Sorry. But let's just say, first of all, Mr. Kim's story, I loved it, especially since it wasn't sad at all. Like, I was expecting it to be like have a sad twist at the very end, but it just didn't. And I loved that. Oh, wait. Oh, they even have... Oh my gosh. Wait, what? Oh, I was right. It is Aspen's theme and then Juliet's theme. Like, I mean, that was pretty obvious, but like, whatever. And then, yeah, Miho's theme. Song for optimism. Song to pass the time to. For the nature we share. Song to celebrate living. Song when time passes. Really? A song for sneaking. For the times we laugh. A song for melancholy. For the times we worry. A song of tension. A song of contemplation. Song for at sunset. A song of hope. The ending theme. That's so funny. I love that. I actually do love it, like that they put like the little titles on them. That's fun. But yeah, no. So Mr. Kim's story, like, it was so simple, but it felt like it almost feels like necessary, like with all the other stories being so heavy. And I know that his is like an optional one, like you could do Tommy's over his. But even then, like, I feel like the story does balance it out well with like having like Lena as a mandatory story that isn't that, you know, isn't heavy at all. But like having him as like an extra story just to get the end, like after like how close to crying I was, like going through like Mr. Kim's story, I'm like, that made me feel so much better, you know? I feel so much better because of the Mr. Kim story. I loved that. It was just such a pleasant little time. Just having, it was like, it's emblematic of what fishing is, which is just to kind of enjoy being there, just sort of like to relax and focus on it. And that's all his story was. It wasn't like a, oh, my parents are getting divorced or my best friend's leaving me, or, oh no, I think I might have to give up on my dreams and everything I want to do with my life and do something else, or, hey, I don't think life's worth living anymore. Like, you know, like with Juliet, like, I don't know. It's like, it was such a good change of pace. I really liked it, especially after like finishing everything else. Having his be the ending, the last thing I do in this game outside of going through and trying to get that 100% is, I just feel like it's appropriate, you know? And Mr. Kim's such a pleasant dude. Like, I am such a huge Mr. Kim fan. Even an even bigger one now. Hang on. So I love him. That was so good. To be fair, I love like all the characters. Like, there's not a character I dislike. I'd say like the ones I like the least is probably like Tommy's mom. I liked Elijah, I think that's his name, a lot more than his mom. I can't even remember his mom's name. I just remember, like, I think that I liked him a lot more. I don't know. I feel like he was just, like, he just seemed more willing. I don't know. There's something about him that he was also just, like, a more approachable personality, I guess. You know, the mom was a lot more reserved in a lot of ways. So, but yeah, no. And then I need to talk about Juliet's story just because she got like so shafted that I didn't talk about it because I went immediately into this. Because I completely forgot about the idea of even getting Mr. Kim's story. I was just gonna go through and do like all those little things. So it's like it's gonna be like super fast, and even then it wasn't because like it'd have to like reload every time. Like that takes so long. So I get it. I get it. But yeah, no. Juliet's story was just incredible. Like just learning to live again, like through Miho. She and Aspen were trying to help Miho learn how to be a person, and through all of that, like Juliet said, Miho helped her learn how to live again. She retaught her what it means to be alive. I feel like that's just like everything about this game is beautiful. From like again, like just I talked about it a million times, from the music to the art to like everything about it, and the themes are just so beautiful. The themes that I was trying to tell you about like living life is so good. And again, I feel like I still enjoyed Aspen's route more, but Juliet's route just had so much going on, like what she's dealing with and the entire prospect of going to the underworld and leaving everything here behind, and then everything with Lyra. Like, yeah, Lyra wasn't like too much in, wasn't too much in the story too much, but I ended up really liking her. Like, she was just like a cute little sassy kid, you know. But what she brought to Juliet's life of helping her move on from Cosette, like her needing to do what she did, at the end there when she went into Cosette's stuff and like started like going through all of like into this Cosette's room, letting Lyra stay there when she went to the storage room to start like getting that stuff out of there and like donating it, and like that's huge. That's such a huge step. She's finally like, she's not leaving Cosette behind, but she's letting her like life move on, essentially, just not being like burdened down by the hurt of the past. And like, it's just so beautiful. And then again, like I talked about it in the episode, but like the idea of like introducing a child into the equation instead of a dog is just a lot more interesting. Like I feel like almost like objectively so it's more interesting. And like she really did add like a lot. Like she just completely, like the dog didn't really change the dynamic or add any kind of new dynamic. Lyra did. Like her interactions with Miho were so good, especially because like Miho wasn't like mean to her, but she was just kind of like flat with her. Like whenever she's like, I'm hungry, you're always hungry, so fair. Or like anytime she's like, oh, do you want me to make you something? We could just wait for Juliet. Well, I'm gonna cook anyways. Like that stuff's so good. Like I had so many like tear jerking moments. And I'm actually a little sad I just didn't talk about my thoughts then, because I was definitely gonna like be like, I was totally gonna cry during that. And you know, I feel like that's just fair. That's just raw. But now I'm like too like jazzed up from Mr. Kim's stuff, which I'm probably gonna make all of that stuff like its own episode. Like I'm probably gonna cut at that point where we start doing all that stuff to now, and then just put this stuff at the end of like Juliet's stuff, and then have Mr. Kim stuff be like a bonus episode essentially. But yeah, like I don't know. I don't even know what to say anymore because I feel like I've just kind of said it all before. Like the story has like not only from Aspen, but from Juliet and Miho, like all three of them have connected to me on such a personal and deep level, and that's probably like why I've probably enjoyed the story. Like I'm sure like everyone who's played this has probably liked it. Like again, it has like majority positive reviews, so I'm like, yeah, most people love this. But I think but I'm like, the reason why it can, like, I love it so much is because not only do I think everything's done so well, like just from an objective standpoint, but like even the things like everything that Aspen's going through hit me so hard, and it's like everything Juliet's going through hits me so hard, everything Miho's going through hits me so hard, like to the point, like I've never had like I've had like some of my like life views change from like media, and that's like something that media does for people, is that like, you know, if they're struggling, sometimes it can help guide them almost. Like it's like teaching a lesson. Like that's what kind of like writing is like, here's like a fun, good story that's also teaching you things that the author or the writer has learned through life, essentially. And and that's what this did for me, is I feel like it taught me stuff. Not necessarily taught me stuff, but it more like opened me up, I guess, if that makes sense. Like it just hit me on so many levels and helped like pull me out of like the kind of stunk I was stuck in, if that makes sense. Granted, it'd be having a much greater effect right now if I could like use my hands. Like you don't realize how much of like stuff in general you can't do without your hands, whether it be like going bowling with your friends or playing even like some board games with your friends can like hurt my hands a lot, or like stuff like that. Like I'm now like, I kind of just want to go spend time with people. I just can't really do anything with them. You know what I mean? But like obviously like you can still just go and like just talk with them and that still works. Which I have been doing a lot more of recently. But like, you know, it's one of those things where like sometimes it's a little, sometimes you just want to do stuff, you know. That's where my mind's set currently as, like I want to do stuff with people, because it's been so long since I've been able to. Like I played games with them for like a little bit, and ever since then my hands have been more jacked up, so I'm like, I'm just taking a full break until I'm like fully recovered, essentially. That's my plan. I'm only going to be doing like visual novels and stuff in the next little while, so I'm going to try and take more time while I'm like down to spend with people and like just be with them, you know. And like, I don't know, I got so stuck in like the mindset of like working constantly and like all that kind of good stuff. And again, when I started this like forever and a half ago, I was still really struggling with like the death of my friend. So like Aspen's route helps me like refocus my life of like, yes, I have these goals that I want to hit. I'll hit them when I hit them. I can't just ignore the rest of life. Life's still going to move around me. It's going to pass me by. And it's really just going to leave me behind if I don't live it while I'm here. You know what I mean? If I don't stop just constantly working and grinding at everything I'm trying to do, whether it be art or writing or YouTube, you know, like all that stuff. And then Juliet, like, helped, it almost made me feel like less alone. Like, it represented, like, loss so well that it, like, made me feel, I don't want to say, like, more seen, if that makes sense. But it almost, like, widened my perspective on, like, the idea of moving on, I guess. I don't know, like, hers is, like, more, you know? There's more to it. And it's harder to explain, you know? But, like, I think the best way for me to explain it is, like, Juliet's route, even though I'm, like, was still, like, I'm still pretty past it at this point. Back when I first started this series a long time ago, and, like, this series has spanned over so much of my life. Like, I started playing this when it came out, like, 3 years ago. Has it really been 3 years? When did Please Be Happy come out? I don't know. I think it was either 2020 or 2021. Something like that. It's been around 2 to 3 years. Has it been? Please Be Happy. Release date. When did you release? Oh, it released 2022, November 21st. So yeah, it's been almost 2 years. So also I want to click on this little art thing that they have on their Steam page. This is beautiful. Holy crap. Download image. Now on vinyl. I kind of want to get the physical copy of the soundtrack if it's still available. I don't know if it is. I missed like all the other anniversary stuff for it because I just didn't know it was all happening. Anyways, yeah, like I was still really struggling with it at that time. And so like even just the start of her story like helped get me through it. And even now, like there are still definitely days where I struggle with it. But like Juliet like it's such a good showing of you're not moving past them, you're just moving, your life's still just moving. It's hard to explain, I'm sorry. It's like that's just how it makes me feel, you know? It almost makes me feel like not necessarily happy that they're gone, but it helps me remember that when I think of them, I should focus on the good times, the way that they've impacted my life, you know, that kind of stuff, like carrying on their memory by not being burdened by it, essentially. That's what I was trying to say. That just delete all the other things I was trying to say. That's what I was trying to say. And that like that hit me really hard. And then just Miho just trying to learn to be a person, like live life and love living and love the people around her. Like that hit me hard because I'm like it sort of like ties back into like Aspen's stuff of like I'm so goal oriented. I'm so focused on getting to where I want to be. I'm so focused on the work I do, which isn't a bad thing because I do enjoy working. But like Miho, it's almost like teaching you to not like pass life by because she just kind of goes through life just day by day, just trying to like not necessarily like living, you know, she's just doing stuff, not for like the sake of like enjoyment, not the sake for like anyone else, just to do it, you know, just surviving, all that kind of stuff. Basically like chasing a ghost, you know. So like she not only was such a great catalyst of developing Aspen and Juliet, which their characters and stories hit me really hard, but she herself and her journey to like become a person, like it's sort of like how do I put it? It's so complicated because like the themes of the game sound so simple when you're just saying them, but then when we actually go to explain them, it's like what what am I saying? What am I trying to say? You know what I mean? I'm just doing a really bad job of it, especially since I've been recording for like, this is like hour 4 or 5 I've been recording today. So I'm like, I'm a little frazzled. So, but, you know, like her just journey to become like a person, to live life and like to learn to love people. Like that was the main part that hit me was, one of like the biggest reasons why like I kind of talked about it in the last was of like I haven't tried dating in so long is because like again it all just ties together. It all just is layered on top of each other of why these characters and the story is so important to me. Is like with Juliet stuff of like losing Cosette and that making it hard for her to ever want to let anyone like through those walls, you know. And she has Aspen, but she doesn't love her the same way she ends up loving Miho by the end. And that's how it is for me. Is like, okay, I lost my best friend. Now I'm going to push like other people who are even like close to that level. I'm like, I'm pushing you guys further away than I've ever kept you. I'm keeping everyone at arm's length. We're still going to be friends, but I'm not letting you in essentially. And like just Miho's journey to do that and Juliet's journey to do that has helped, like it's like inspired me to want to let those walls down, not only with the people in my life currently, but also to like, I guess like look for love, if that makes sense. Not to sound super cheesy, but to like the look for love, I guess, if that makes sense. Not to sound too romantical about it, but that's what this game has done for me. It's helped me like learn like, because everyone want like not everyone, but a lot of people, you know, look for a partner. And for years, like 3 or 4 years at this point, it's been almost 4 years, I've just completely shut down that idea because I was scared of like getting hurt again in that way. You know what I mean? I was scared of like loving someone like more than like my best friend and my family and then losing them. You know what I mean? Because that would just destroy, because like if with how painful it was to lose my friend, losing someone who I love even more, like that would probably destroy me. It would ruin me forever. But this game taught me, like, not only does that happen to everyone, like who loses somebody, that it's that hard, but it also is like that's okay. But it's also important to cherish those good memories instead of it letting it like tear you down forever. Essentially, at least that's kind of like, again, that's a poorly explained way of it. Again, I'm a little frazzled right now, and I apologize. But yeah, and like that's why like all 3 of the main characters like are so, like they're like 3 of my favorite characters probably ever, along with this being one of my favorite stories of all time, just because of how much it connected to me, how much it like changed my perspective, how much it made me want to live life more, you know? I want to like, it's made me want to go out, try new things. It's made me want to like go out, meet new people. It's made me want to like let people in and love living life more, you know? Which I haven't felt in years. It's like, this is like, again, not to sound like too dramatic, but it's like years of like basically like shutting my heart down, and this game has been one of the things that's like helped me open that heart back up, essentially. Again, not to sound too dramatic, but that's how it feels, okay? So yeah, that's why like if I ever seem like too like obsessy, I guess, with this game, which I worry, like there have been so many times where I want to like tweet about this game and like more things about it, and I've held myself back because I'm like, I don't want to seem like obsessed with this game. Like I think about other things than this game, you know. But like it's just genuinely impacted me more than any other piece of media on the planet. So I'm like, not only is it just like I feel like objectively great, but it's also touched me so deeply and personally. So I'm like, how could I not love it? How could I not like think about it? How could I not want to talk about it? Essentially, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think I've kind of rattled on long enough, and everything else I would want to say, I would probably already said in Aspen's route. I guess the last thing I'll do is I'll rank the endings, okay? I can't decide between Aspen and Juliet's comfy endings. I can't decide. Oh, I can't decide. I don't know. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Oh, Like, even though, you know, Aspen, she's my girl, she's my bae, she's my number one shining star. I love her, everything about her. But I think I've got to say, Juliet's comfy ending I liked a little bit more. Like, it's like if Aspen's comfy ending is like a 10 for me. Oh, this is beautiful. It's like if Aspen's ending, comfy ending is like a 10, Juliet's comfy ending is like a 10.1 basically. I liked it just a little bit more. And then so it goes Juliet's comfy, Aspen's wild, because I'm not the biggest fan of Miho just leaving for like months to weeks to years at a time, you know? Probably not years, but months at a time, or like a lot of weeks at a time. Like, I just don't like that. I don't know, like, it just doesn't feel like a, I don't know, like, I know everyone has their own relationship things, but like that, I just wouldn't be happy in that. And I feel like it'd be struggle, even if you are okay with it, I feel like it'd be a struggle to be happy in that, you know what I mean? And I even have some friends who have like a relationship like Pseudo like that, where like one of them has to leave for like a week out of every month, and that's really hard on them. And I'm like, I don't know, I just don't like the idea of that ending. Like, I like the idea of Miho being free to go and keep traveling, but with like more of a focus and on living her life. But I would also like it if Aspen was like with her. You know what I mean? That's all I think. That's like the one change I would make to that, and then it'd be like up there. And then I'm not the biggest fan of the wild ending for Juliet. I'd say that's my least favorite by a decent margin, just because like going to the underworld seemed like the thing that Miho wanted to not happen in the slightest. Like, she said she'd be okay going there someday with Juliet, but like it seems like the way that Juliet was wording it is like that's basically where like you go to die, you know? And like obviously you're gonna live a long life there, but like I don't know, especially like taking Lyra there when she's so young. Like, I don't know what Lyra is, maybe an elf or something who lives a long time or is immortal anyways, but I feel like taking Lyra there is just kind of not great, you know? Because it'll slowly suck the life out of her too, slowly wear down her body. And like, I don't know how I feel about that. If it was just you two, I'd probably be higher on this ending. Cause like, yeah, Juliet, like get your rest at the end of the day. You know, when you're ready for your time to come, then that's okay. But like taking Lyra there too, when she's probably too young to understand what it means, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. That's like my main like criticism of that ending, is I don't like that Lyra goes with them. And again, it's also sort of like goes back to like them leaving behind everything that they've built there, which I'm like isn't like the biggest deal necessarily from like a grander life perspective. But it's like, I don't know, it's just like a very personal, like, oh, don't leave Aspen behind. Oh, don't leave like Mr. Kim behind, or like all your friends, just don't leave them, you know? Like, that's just me like being a fan of like these characters and seeing them interact and stuff like that. But like, it's mostly like the Lyra thing. That's the main thing I don't like about that ending. Granted, the new fits for everyone, radical. The new fit that Miho gets and Juliet's wild ending, super good. The best fit in the game probably. I don't know, it's so good. Granted, all their fits are great, and Miho's sense of style is impeccable. All 4 of her fits, or I guess like 5 of her fits, are super good. But yeah, no. Like I said, kudos to everyone on the team who made this. Kudos to AD Rosa, to Josh, to just everyone on the team. I can't pick you guys out all separately, from the UI to the music to even like the borders of, I guess that's the UI stuff, to the character designs, the character art, everything about this game. Top tier. Thank you all so much for making this game. It has beautiful music, beautiful art, beautiful story, beautiful characters. Everything about it's beautiful. And like the title says, it has genuinely made me happy. So with all that being said, I'll see all you beautiful people in the next one. Until then, bye-bye, and please be happy. That was so cheesy, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that cheese. Oh my gosh, that was the cheesiest thing in the world.